Turn on the lights, feel the beat. Pressing tails can't be beat. Join the crew, take your seat. Welcome to the wrestle heat. Malapert Smark, time to fly. Stories don't catch your eye. Talking champs till we die. The Smark's always high.
Braun Breaker tosses Jey Uso back in the ring.
Jey Uso looks dumb already.
23 miles an hour when he hits those ropes. And the super spear is landed. The badass to win back the belt. He has done it.
Here's your winner and new Intercontinental Champion, Braun Breaker!
And to think, wait.
All right. Welcome to the Malapert Smark Podcast. That was from this past Monday night, October 21st. It's October 27th as we speak. Sunday night, I got Vlad with me. I got Robert with me. So we're just going to jump right into it today, all right? So we're going to do this Braun Breaker versus Jey Uso match from Monday Night Raw and all the interference from the Bloodline. So I was trying to show some slides while we were playing our opening bumper. But I'll go through it real quick, just what happened. But yeah, it was supposed to be Jey Uso and Jey Uso and Braun Breaker, you guys. And the Bloodline showed up because Jey Uso, butted his nose into Bloodline business on SmackDown the previous Friday. So here are the Bloodline to come and mess with Jey Uso. So Solo was there. Jacob Fatu was there. I got to describe some of this for some audio podcast listeners. But here's Jey Uso looking at them. They're in the audience. So their first appearance, they showed up in the audience. And the funny part to me was when Tonga Loa was on the other side and some audience member was like, patting Jey Uso on the back, like, encouraging him. And Jey Uso was like, what the fuck? I thought that part was really good. But, all right, I'm not going to go through it all, not through it all in detail. There's a link to the video in the description if anyone really didn't see this and wants to see it. But basically, here's the part where Solo got speared by Braun Breaker by accident, but here's the stare down. The stare down that you guys were mentioning before we went on the air between Jacob Fatu and Braun Breaker. A lot of people online were saying this would be like a dream match between these two behemoths, I guess. But to cut a long story short, Tonga Loa, caused a lot of distraction. General manager comes out to try to get him out, but I think Jacob Fatu attacks Jey Uso when the referee's distracted on the other side, and that leads to Braun Breaker's victory and regaining of the Intercontinental Championship. There you go. So on this show, on the Malapert Smark Podcast, we review angles. So this angle, we've already had a review on our YouTube posts. Subscribe if you don't know about our YouTube posts. We review every single angle, just from Vlad and Robert and me, just giving a thumbs up or a thumbs down to say if we like the angles. But I've already got submissions from Vlad and Robert, so I'll pull up our Malapert Smark rating system in case you guys don't know about it. This is how we rate our angles, and what did we give these angles today? So the Bloodline showing up on Raw and costing Jey Uso. Vlad, 2 thumbs up. Robert, also 2 thumbs up. Me, for some reason, I gave it a thumbs up. I don't know. I kind of expected it to happen. It seemed like it was a little predictable, but that's not the only reason. But anyways, I'm going to get some comments from my esteemed panel. I'll start with Vlad, the wrestling expert. So I'm going to put 90 seconds on the clock for you if you want to use more time or less time, whatever you want to say about this angle before we move on and talk about how this program continues on SmackDown for the Bloodline. But go ahead, Vlad. The floor is yours.
Yeah, I mean, what can I say? I thought it was really, really good. The match itself was very good. All the interference spots were tremendous. But I thought what was also creative is I think initially the Bloodline or Solo's Bloodline actually may have come out there potentially to help Jey, or at the very least, I don't know. I don't think they were going to attack him right away. But then when he was like, all that stuff that happened, they were like, well, F this guy, you know.
Oh, you
Yeah.
think they were actually like legitimately going out there to encourage him and get him on their side and join the bloodline?
Yeah, well, I think they want him on their side, exactly. Or at least they did. And then they're like, forget this guy. He's, he's kicking us in the face. He's beating us up. We're trying to help this guy. Let's just, we're going to cost him at this point.
And then
But anyways,
with Jacob Fatu and Braun Breaker, were you all
yeah.
stoked about that or what?
Well, yeah, I mean, of course, because it's two guys that I'm a huge fan of. I mean, that could be a future feud down the line. I mean, not right now, obviously, because they're two heels. But maybe one of them could be a face down the line. I don't know. And then it could be big money because both of them are great, tremendous. I mean, I liked it all. I liked that Braun won the title back. I mean, he never should have lost it, to be honest. But I guess if it kind of gets Jey back into this bloodline angle that's been going on with Solo and Roman and Jimmy, and obviously the rest of Solo's crew, it makes some sense. So I enjoyed it, and that's that's all I got really. It was just a really enjoyable match and an enjoyable angle.
All right. Let me move on to Robert. Robert, also 2 thumbs up, so you really enjoyed this. On a Raw that you said you had trouble staying awake for, but this was one of the parts that I guess you did catch.
Yes. Oh, not because I was bored or anything. I was just really tired. I tried 2 nights in a row and just couldn't watch the whole thing. But anyways, yes, I did love this. A lot to unpack here. So first of all, I think they made the right move putting the belt on Braun Breaker, but back on him. I think they never should have taken it off him to begin with, right? So hopefully the booking for Braun Breaker stays more consistent from this point going forward, but we'll see. Jey Uso, despite the loss, they still made him look very strong. So his stock didn't necessarily go down with this loss, at least in my opinion. Now, I didn't have the same perspective as Vlad as far as the bloodline coming in there to or support him or to not screw him over. I thought they did try to screw him over or at least distract him, right? Be a distraction for him. And in my mind, that from that perspective, I thought it was a really dumb move by Solo, because interfering with Jey Uso's match, because again, I didn't see it from that angle, from the way Vlad saw that they didn't go there to mess with the match. I thought it was a dumb move by Solo, because this pretty much guarantees Jey Uso teaming back up with his brother again, to go against the Bloodline. So from that perspective, I thought it wasn't a smart move by Solo. That didn't affect my rating. Obviously, I still enjoyed this very much. And then that stare down, that looked like a tease for something that may happen later on down the line, a potential matchup between Braun Breaker and Jacob Fatu, and I'm looking forward to it.
They're like the same guy. But yeah, I do agree with you, Robert. Yet another stupid move by Solo Sikoa, and a long list of horrible leadership that he's mismanaged this bloodline that started off really hot. But yes, I kind of agree with you. I mean, I see Vlad's perspective that maybe, but I think from what Jey Uso said to the bloodline when he saw them face to face on SmackDown, I don't think they were on his side, because he was making fun of, the Tongans and Jacob Fatu. Why'd you bring them in? We stayed away from them for a reason. So come on, I don't think they had an intention to be friends with him at that point. But all right, moving along. I got a few more topics to get through before we gotta call it a night. But let's move on to SmackDown. Let's keep with the same angle, or the same program with the Bloodline and everything that's going on with them. But this started with the tail end of another angle, which was Motor City Machine Guns in their second night in WWE, winning the #1 contenders match against DIY. So they had just won. They're celebrating. And the Bloodline come out, Solo's Bloodline, if you will. I don't know.
Not the original Bloodline.
Not the original Bloodline. Not even the real Bloodline, in my opinion. I can't say anymore. But, okay. So, basically, Solo said, if you guys want to do the match, why don't you do it right now? Because he thought it would be an advantage because they just had a match, right? And Motor City was like, fuck yeah, man, we're down with that. Nick Aldis was there, and they approved it, so they had a match, and they were gonna.
Fucking stupid. But
Why was that?
okay.
Why was that stupid? Go ahead, Vlad. You comment on that, please.
Why would they accept the match? They just had a match. What, they want to wrestle again? I know they want the titles, but like Jesus, at least give us like next week or. I mean,
that's how badass they are, bro.
I know for the no, come on, get the fuck out of here.
They're trying to put them over, man. This is how you put someone over. Brand new.
Actually, this is how you put them under, by making them look like they're fucking retarded. To be honest. Okay, so
maybe they knew the other guys would come in and help them or something.
Well, sure, yes, they knew, but not, it's supposed to. I mean, if we're talking about kayfabe, they probably didn't know, So, I mean, I don't know. I didn't like that part of it. I'm not. I like these guys from their whatever, but no, I did not like that part.
I liked it. I think it made him seem totally brave and awesome. But moving along.
I disagree. It made him look stupid.
All right, so what happened at the match? So obviously, if you guys don't know, if you haven't seen this video, by the way, I'm going to be skipping a lot of it. There's the link to the whole videos in the description below. But the Bloodline... Not the Bloodline, sorry, yes. Solo's Bloodline do try to interfere. So there comes Solo on the ring apron. First sign of interference because he is, watching out for his guys, Tama Tonga Loa in the match against Motor City Machine Guns. And then a hooded figure comes out and grabs Solo Sikoa and slams him into the steel steps. It's Jimmy Uso. All right, so Jimmy's there. And then the Bloodline gang up on Jimmy Uso. And they beat him up by the announce table, and then Roman's music hits, which has brought a really good picture of Jacob Fatu staring at the fucking entrance ramp, waiting for Roman. Superman punch. Roman comes in like a superhero, and there's a big scuffle between all the Bloodline and the old Bloodline, and then
they fight off.
They fight off, and they leave Motor City Machine Guns to have a fair fight in the ring, so they even the odds. Almost, but... Tonga Loa was going to get a steel chair and I guess end this as a DQ or just escape with the titles. And then
the referee went down. So
the referee went down. Yes. Yeah. Okay. You're right. So either way. But Jey Uso was also in Brooklyn that night with a mask and a hoodie. And he comes in, takes out Tama Tonga with the steel chair, reveals himself, and that leads to Motor City Machine Guns winning the WWE Tag Team Championships on their third night in WWE, I guess. Second night, third match. And then also, to round up the Bloodline stuff, Jay and Jimmy had a moment in the ring and they ended up hugging and making up. So, woohoo! And Roman was there too. And he looked at them all dramatic. I don't know why. Like, he should be happy. Like, this is very good news for them. You know what I mean? But, all right. Anyways, so SmackDown. October 25th, this whole angle with the Bloodline, the Solo challenges Motor City Machine Guns to have world title match right now. The match ends with Roman, Jimmy, and Jay thwarting Bloodline's involvement to allow Motor City Machine Guns to win the tag team titles. Me and Robert, 2 thumbs up. Vlad, a regular thumbs up. So not a bad rating. But me and Robert loved this, man. I was on the verge of giving this a fire rating. This was fucking like, the crowd was hot for this. I was hot for this. Dude, it was like exciting, man. It was like off the cuff. It was surprising. It was a match we didn't think we were going to get. So I loved it. 2 thumbs up. But I'm going to jump to Robert. I'm going to give you 90 seconds if you want to talk about SmackDown.
Yes. I love this whole angle. And, I don't know much about the Motor City Machine because I know last week you told me a little bit about their history or at least how you knew them. So they're still new to me, right? But, props to them.
Do you think they look like they belong as WWE World Tag Team Champions off the bat?
I mean, the higher ups must have seen something in them. They must. No,
I mean based on their work that you saw in this match.
I thought they were good. I mean, I haven't seen enough of them yet to really say yes for sure, but I thought they looked good for sure. So congrats to the Motor City Machine Guns. Now, the Jimmy and Jay reunion That was predictable. Now, I just didn't expect it to happen this fast, their reunion. So this bloodline angle of or at least the original bloodline reuniting with minus Solo, of course. It's happening a little bit faster than I expected, but it's still predictable. Nonetheless, this was a very enjoyable segment. I loved it.
Yes, I will say before I move on to Vlad and give you some time to give your review that, man, I really dig how Triple H obviously respects these guys and just put them over based on their clout and their history in TNA, which is pretty incredible because they've had so many like high quality WWE level matches. Like they have done that somewhere else. They've proven themselves, and Triple H respects that, and I think that's dope. I mean, for a guy who didn't like Triple H growing up, I'm changing my tune on him a little bit because I think the Motor City Machine Guns, like I was saying last week on our podcast, me and Vlad followed them pretty closely in TNA from 2010 to 2012, and awesome matches with Beer Money. Really, really good, really clean, really exciting, and really just fucking solid workers. But all right, Vlad, thumbs up from you. Anything you want to say about this before we move along?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was really good too. I thought the Raw segment for me was just a little bit better, but both were really good segments. The only thing I don't like is the continuous, like, them coming out with like the masks. Like, dude, we know who it is. like, you guys don't even have to come out in masks anymore. We know it's going to be Jimmy or Jay. Like, what is the point?
That's a good point.
Like,
even the commentators were saying, like, yeah, we know who that is, but we're just going to wait for them to take off the mask
like,
so it'll be dramatic.
We can see his eyes. I'm like, yeah, no shit, dude. Who else looks like that? But anyways, yes, that was a little thing. But overall, though, this was, good stuff. It was, like you said, the crowd was hot for it. They were going crazy. Obviously, the reunion got a really huge pop. Them hugging, the brothers. And obviously, it sets up what we've all been talking about is like, some sort of Survivor Series War Games type match, right? Or, I mean, I'm assuming that they're going to also bring back Sammy, but we'll see. Maybe not. I don't know. And obviously, Paul Heyman's going to come back at some point to really, bring his they need the wise man back. They need that direction. But anyways, otherwise it's been great. I mean, this whole angle has been really good. I've enjoyed it thoroughly. I have nothing else to add. I mean, it's tremendous stuff. Good stuff.